Ben, Jennifer's Law has been on the books since October 1st. Its intention is to help save lives, giving domestic violence victims more tools to fight back against a controlling relationship before violence happens. It comes with hope, empowerment, anxiety, and concern on how this new law will be interpreted by attorneys, the judges, and even the victims themselves. Here's a look at how Jennifer's Law is being viewed almost 2 months after becoming the law of the land.
It's been very stressful. It's been very stressful for my kids.
This Simsbury mother of 3, who we'll call Sarah, is going through a difficult divorce, all while trying to clear her name from a large amount of debt. Debt she says was created by her husband without her knowledge.
I had over $230,000 of credit card debt in my name.
Sarah has a law degree but was a stay-at-home mom during her marriage. And now she says with no credit score, she's still beholden to her estranged husband financially. And with family court facing delays because of COVID, she's having trouble seeing an end in sight.
I don't have the ability, as a result of financial abuse and or coerced debt, to go get a lease on a car.
But a sign of hope recently when a bill nicknamed Jennifer's Law went into effect October 1st. Sarah is one of many who are hoping she can now access protections that weren't there before. The law is more than 40 pages long and includes a number of measures to help domestic violence victims. But the expanded definition of domestic violence to include coercive control is the newest concept. It's defined in the law as a pattern of behavior that in purpose or effect unreasonably interferes with a person's free will and personal liberty. It's not physical violence, but can include behaviors like isolation, monitoring, threatening, or financial abuse. Jennifer's Law was named after Jennifer Dulos and Jennifer Magnano. Dulos, a mother of 5, has never been found. Her estranged husband, Fotis Dulos, was charged with her murder, but took his own life. Jennifer Magnano was shot and killed by her estranged husband in front of their children when she went back to the home they shared. But with any new law, there's questions and concerns. Victims' rights groups like Connecticut Protective Moms, while glad it's on the books, are worried on how it will be interpreted.
But the problem now is how to implement that law.
Coercive control has not been understood in the community, in the court system.
Attorney Michelle Cruz wrote the report on Jennifer Magnano's tragic death when she was the state victim advocate in 2007. That report highlighted the systemic failures in both the civil and criminal justice systems. And she says this wasn't the only case.
The courts have not been able to keep them safe.
She believes educating the courts and attorneys on coercive control is key.
We're sort of in the public awareness phase and the training phase.
The Connecticut Coalition Against Domestic Violence has trained hundreds of people who may encounter a victim, like judicial employees or health professionals. But what about coercive control training for judges, the ultimate decision makers in these complex cases? We did reach out to the judicial branch to participate in this story. They declined an interview, but they did give us this document, which lists off the domestic violence-related education required for judges. The document showing in 2021 there was a program on coercive control and its impact on children and adults. The branch saying in a statement to us, judges' training on domestic violence is extensive, regular, long-standing, conducted by leading national experts in the field, and is in addition to other resources available to a judge. The branch also informing us additional training on coercive control is planned for 2022. But one court advocate is telling us Jennifer's Law is already working. Colette Donnelly advocates for victims at Rockville Superior Court.
Over the past month, I'd say I definitely have had more than 6 restraining orders that were granted just on Jennifer's Law.
What we're looking at is the possibility that we could maybe get somebody safe before they're hurt.
It will likely take longer to see how Jennifer's Law plays into complex custody and divorce cases, according to attorney Alex Kuda. That's because of a serious case backlog due to COVID.
It has been very much a challenge, for litigants, for lawyers, for the courts.
Kuda says the Connecticut Bar and the judicial branch are working to find ways to alleviate the logjam.
And it's a shame to see, that law or any law not be able to protect people the way it's intended just because somebody can't get into court.
And back to Sarah, whose divorce case has been dragging for over 18 months. She started practicing law again and has been able to clear her name with several banks who, according to paperwork she showed us, confirmed she was the victim of identity theft. Where is your faith in the court system at this point?
I want to believe the courts are going to do the right thing for everybody, but it really is going to all be based on whether everybody is educated and willing to, across the board, follow it.
Well, Sarah recently filed for a restraining order against her estranged husband using Jennifer's law. That's after she grew concerned with a gun purchase she says he made a few months ago. That restraining order, she tells us, was denied. Ultimately, this law will be molded over time through the work of attorneys and the interpretation of judges. At this point, all sides are in agreement that understanding and being educated on the concept of coercive control with all parties involved could save lives. If you would like to view the judges' training on domestic violence, we have posted them online with this story.